All right, guys, thank you so much for getting on tonight. I know we had a Zoom this morning too, like kind of an impromptu thing, but I mean, obviously a lot of you guys are working, and I know for some of you it was like 8 a.m., so some of you might not have been out of bed yet. But I don't know, I was just so excited this morning, and this bonus and everything, and I don't know, just the month in general has me so excited. I feel like we ended July with so much momentum and excitement. And then with this bonus, it just made it even more exciting. And I don't know, like I just couldn't wait. So whenever we announced the bonus, I was just feeling a lot of excitement. And I thought, you know what, I want to talk to you guys right now. So that's why I did the Zoom this morning. And then we did do a recording, but then Nadia said she was wanting to do one tonight. So I said, well, let's do another one, because I feel like the more that you guys can plug in and get tips and advice and things like that, the better it's going to be for your business. So we'll probably hit on some of the things we talked about this morning, but then we got a couple of new things, and then I know we got a couple more leaders on tonight, so if they want to add anything, we're definitely welcoming any tips that anybody has. But the biggest thing we want to talk to you guys about is just how you guys can really run and get that diamond bonus. Anybody can get this. It doesn't matter if you even just started. It's attainable for anyone. The only people that can't get it is for those of us who have already reached diamond. But that's what is exciting, because now we get to help you guys do it too. So you guys get help from people who have already done this. And we just want to kind of give you guys some tips and show you guys some tools that you can use to really make this happen, and how you guys can make this your biggest month yet and go get that $5,000. So one of the things I was going to kind of talk about is just a couple things that you need to make sure that you have ready to go for this month. And one of the first things is your goals for August. Hannah had made a video, I think over the weekend or end of last week, about making our goals, writing them out, posting a selfie with them, and then actually today we switched it as our profile picture. So if you haven't done that yet, make your goals out, because you guys don't understand how important it is to write out your goals and to be able to look at these every day and just remind yourself what you're working for. And then to put it out there to people. I know it can be a little scary, because now everybody knows what you're trying to do, and if you don't do it, you think, oh my gosh, if I don't do it, they're going to think that I suck and blah, blah, blah. Get over yourself and put it out there, because let that be your motivation. Tell yourself you don't want people to think that, you want to show people that you can really do this. So if you haven't done your goals yet, write out your goals. Doesn't have to be anything cute. And then take a picture with it and make it your profile picture. And then so we can all kind of see what you guys are wanting to accomplish and cheer each other on.
Is talking.
Can I just add to that really quickly?
Yeah.
I know.
I was going to say, I'm just going to mute again really quick just to make sure. Sorry.
And you could just.
All right, I'm just going to add to that really quickly. Putting it out there and letting everybody else see it is huge, but it's also holding yourself accountable for your own goals, so that you're not just going through the motions and saying yeah, these are my goals. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. You're actually putting it out there, and you're forcing yourself to see it every single day. And when you're forced to see it every single day, it's going to become just subconsciously that's what you're shooting for. So I think it's important to hold ourselves accountable, especially if you're shooting for ruby, emerald, diamond, whatever these the next rank is that you're shooting for. You have to not you can't give yourself an option to fail. You have to hold yourself accountable, and I think that's what's important about making it your profile picture. I know you think, I mean, maybe you don't think this, but some people think it's oh, that's silly. They're making these goals and making it their profile picture. But we do it because we've done it in the past and it's worked. I know last year we made 2016 goals and we put them on our profile pictures. And I don't know about you guys, but personally, marking those off and being able to go back to that and see how far we've come in just the 8 months that we've had in this year, it's huge. It's huge to see what you can accomplish when you actually commit yourself to it. So that's all I wanted to add to that.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with all that, and I definitely think even people watching you, they think it's kind of cool. I mean, yeah, you might think, oh, this sounds cheesy, whatever, but once you do it, like you said, you really see how awesome it is what you did accomplish. But I think, a lot of it comes, people see how excited we are and how confident we are, and just, we're goal driven. And I think that's something people kind of looked to and think, wow, that's pretty neat, you know, and I didn't see things like that before she joined It Works. You know, I don't know. I just think it's really cool, and it's just really showing people, you know, what we're all about, and we're really like working with a purpose. Hannah, you have your hand raised. Yes.
Yes, ma'am. I just wanted to add to that too. I like Nadia said, sometimes writing down your goals are scary, but I wanted to clarify that writing down your goals and not accomplishing them for that month does not mean that you failed. I was looking at Caleb's diamond chart, and every single month since January, I've been writing down Caleb is diamond January, Caleb is diamond February, and each month passed and it didn't happen. But that was okay because it was still my goal and I was still working towards the goal. And then, of course, it finally just happened, 2 days ago. So in July it happened. So, but, I just wanted to let you guys know, like, don't get down on yourself if you make these goals for yourself and you don't accomplish them in the time frame that you think that you should be accomplishing them based on whatever time frame you set in your own mind, or based on certainly not what anybody else is doing. You don't want to see, Tiffany Herr, who goes diamond in 30 days, and then because you didn't do it, like, well, I must suck and maybe I should just quit today. As long as you keep those goals in your focus and you're working towards them, you're not failing. So.
Absolutely. So the next thing we're going to talk about is what you should have is your steps to success sheet. We talk about this every single month. Well, I've already printed mine out, and I actually printed out 2 because my goal for this month is to do it twice. So I'm really working hard. So I got this printout. And if you guys don't have ink, if you don't have a printer, that's not an excuse not to have these. Get a piece of notebook paper, a piece of scrap paper, whatever. Write out your own. 4 loyal customers, 3 distributors. It doesn't have to be the fancy, sheet itself. But really put that out there. And I don't know how many of you guys watched Christina Watt's video that we posted the other day, but something she did, and I know like Hannah did this today, but she said on one of these forms you put on there, people that you think would want to be loyal customers, people who you think would want to try their products, and for distributors, put who you would think would love the opportunity or could use some extra money. And then on the second sheet, you write down goal dates. So for like your first loyal customer, your goal is to get a loyal customer by the 3rd. First distributor by the 6th. Put those on there because that gives you something to work for and, like, again, a goal. But I just use these every single month, and it's just kind of like my roadmap, to what. Okay. Sorry. Dad will get it. Go out there. I'm talking. Shh. Sorry. I'm not getting any milk right now. But this is what I use every single month to kind of help me stay on track. And if I don't complete it, it's not the end of the world. I just try to, do the best I can. I'm sorry. I'm really, Hannah or Nadia, maybe you can take it over for a second. I'm sorry, guys. My kids love milk.
I have something to say about the steps to success, especially this month when you're trying to go, some of you are trying to go diamond and have to do this several times over. Sorry, I know my thing is freezing right now. I can see it happening. I just wanted to say that it's really important for you guys to set deadlines for yourself. Like, have a calendar ready and be like, by this date, I'm going to have a loyal customer. By the next day, I'm going to have a distributor. Like, it's important to set goals, because if you just say, this month I have to sign 10 loyals and 4 distributors, it'll be the last week and you'll be like, oh crap, and then you're just going to give up. So like, if you set deadlines where you're like, okay, this week I'm getting 3 loyals, like, you're going to find a way to make it happen, and you're going to have that, what's the word? I don't know, not desperation, but it's going to happen more if you set actual deadlines for yourself. I don't know, I got that from Bonnie. Can anyone hear me?
Yes.
Okay. My video is like jittery, and some of you guys are frozen for me, so I can't tell.
Oh no, we can hear everything. It's just the video just keeps freezing.
Oh, sorry. It's my internet, or the storm's coming in or something. So if I like completely go out. That's what happened. It's
Yeah,
monsoon over here.
really good. I like that's actually a really good idea. I was thinking about doing that this morning, and so you just confirmed that I should do that. And I today kind of similarly, and so now I'll put it on the calendar too to do the same thing. I took my steps to success, and I actually filled it out already, and I am claiming those people that I want to be part of the business, especially for distributors. I have my loyal customers up there too, but I have the names of the 4 potential distributors that I think would really benefit from this, and that I really want to work hard to help them kind of get off the fence this month. For me, it really helps when I write down names and claim it, because I don't like to disappoint myself just as much as the next person. So if I have it there in front of me and I'm looking at it, I'm much more inclined to make it happen. So I guess we'll talk about steps to success, because I don't think Lindsay's back yet. Are you back, Linz?
Can I say something really quick?
Yeah.
So one thing that I really liked, oh my gosh, I just ate popcorn. Hold on. Sorry. Hi, can I say something? I have popcorn stuck in my throat. Okay, carry on. So one thing that I feel like I really have been bad at is I'm good about like reaching out to new people. I'm good about posting, obviously. I feel like I'm good at networking, adding to my network. But one thing I do feel like I've struggled with is staying organized and following up with people like in a strategic way. I will do it here and there, like especially on Fridays, obviously. But like people that I might have messaged about the business 6 months ago, I've been faltering on that. So one thing I really liked from Christina Watts's video is to keep a list of like who you're messaging with dates, so that like in 3 days after you message them, you can follow it. And I already made it. You're not going to be able to see it with this, but it has like columns. Let's try. Can you guys see that a little? You put the name, because I'm using Instagram and Facebook. So I kind of get lost in that. So I love how you track, like on paper, you track the name, you track if it's Facebook or Instagram, or if you blitz someone, or if you met them at a party, because you just can't keep track of all that. If you're talking to the number of people that you need to talk to go after this bonus, unless you are like not human, there's no way that your brain can just hold all of the people that you're talking to, because it should be like a ton of people. So you write down their response, and then 5 columns, dates for following up. So I love that, because she says you should follow up 3 days after you message, then 1 week, then 1.5 weeks, and then the last day of the month. So I just love that. I think that's going to help me big time to stay organized with following up right now. Well, especially this month, because it's going to be crazy.
What do you have as that last column?
If it's a PLC or a PDT.
Oh, okay. Okay, perfect.
Mm-hmm. And I don't know, I'm old. I'm sure there's a way to do this in an Excel spreadsheet, but I was going fast. So what I did was I actually took a sheet of loose leaf and just did it real quick, and then I made copies of it. So I just made one, and then I just made like a bunch of copies. So I already started today, but at the top you can just write like whatever month it is. So I'm thinking I'm going to like this.
At what point do you usually stop following up with somebody, or do you ever?
No, never. Obviously not like every week forever if they're not interested, but if it's someone that I really think would be awesome at the business, or someone that I think really needs it periodically, like if BOGO Wraps comes into play, or I don't know, any little like not contest, but incentive, mm-hmm. I will randomly message them and be like, hey, I mean, I know we talked a year ago and you were kind of interested. I'm not sure if you still are. But I just wanted to let you know because I still think about how awesome you would be at this every time I see you post, you know, and I usually put in there, like, if you're not interested, that's totally fine. Like, I make it really low key, and I feel like I get some good response from that. But I will say, I don't know if you saw my post in Freedom Wrappers today, but just an example of not following up or not staying organized. I totally dropped the ball on this girl. Like, she had said she was interested. She was going to talk to her fiance. And then somehow she fell through the cracks. And sure enough, she signed up with someone 3 days ago, and it was not me. So I think you should always follow up until they flat out say, I want no part of this.
I have a loyal customer. I agree with you. I just wanted to ask so that everyone could hear that.
Yeah.
I have a loyal customer, or potential loyal, who I have been trying to, I've been following up with her for 2 years, every month for 2 years. And finally on Friday, she was like, I can order next Friday, like save the spot for me, blah, like this is the first time she's committed to buying. So 2 years of following up. So never give up on anybody.
I think no is always not right now. Like, I had a girl join the team in April that we talked when I first started. So, I mean, I started 3.5 years ago. She was one of the first, like, my first potentials.
Wow.
And I followed up with her until I was blue in the face. And it was just a no. Like, she wasn't interested anymore. I think she even signed up as a loyal with someone else or something. It was crazy. Like, she was done. So I wasn't following up with her via message, but I would periodically like comment on her stuff or like her stuff. And she signed up with me as a distributor in April. So no doesn't necessarily mean no. It could mean not right now for whatever reason. And then something happens in their life and now is the right time. So yeah, I say follow up until and following up might be commenting on their stuff occasionally and just building that relationship.
I think it's easy to think that following up is bugging someone, but I don't know about you guys. If you put yourself, everyone has a different, like, how they got started story, but I know me personally, I said no to Lindsay multiple times. And if she were to have not followed up, or if, you know, I probably didn't have, like, good results with the wraps, I would have never even given it a second thought. I would have just been like, yeah, no, that's not for me. Because my first impression was, it's a scam, you know, I was a complete skeptic, but eventually, like, I came around. She kept talking to me about it. She kept asking me about it. And I always remember that because it's easy to get stuck in, like, oh, I don't want to keep bugging them, or they're going to be annoyed with me, or whatever it might be. But then I go, like, well, I said no to her. I said no to her so many times.
Right.
So I agree with that. Like, no is just a not right now, because that's what it was for me. And that's what it is for so many people.
Absolutely. And I reached out to Bonnie about starting, and she wanted to get me on the phone and tell me about it on the phone. And I proceeded to then dodge her phone calls, like numerous phone calls. So even if someone says they're interested and then like fizzles out, you never know.
I don't know if my thing is on. Can you hear me?
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Oh, yeah. I just want to say that today I've only been doing this for 6 months, but every single month, probably about 3, maybe twice a month, there's a particular person that I really think I want on my dream team. I think she's amazing. She's a go-getter. I message her all the time, at least twice a month. She never responds. She doesn't ever do anything. Today, I messaged her and I was just saying, you know, typically what I say. And she came back and she gave me a thumbs up, and I got a little bit of courage and I said, nope, thumbs up is not going to do it, girl. Like, are you interested in this or not? And she said, potentially. She didn't say yes, but she didn't say no. And then I put a post up today and she loved it. This is the first time she ever did. So it's kind of giving me a little bit of hope, like, okay, I might get her on my team this month. So yeah, I agree with not stopping. Like, no does not always necessarily mean no. Or no response doesn't mean they're not interested.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I mean, I follow people for 2 years, and I mean, lots of people tell me, no, Nadia did. Amanda Kennedy, who's on here, she was like one of my first 4 loyal customers, and I told her for 2 years that she should do this, and literally she told me to stop. I was crazy. She doesn't care. She's going to be my customer. I'm crazy, and she's a diamond on this team now. So don't ever give up. And like, I bugged her so many times, and I just told her, come on, you're crazy because you're not doing this. And she would be like, you're crazy because you're asking me. So you guys, like, seriously, just don't give up on people. You know, I have little customers that ignore me for like a year, 6 months, you know, and then finally they come around. So just always be following up until they get a restraining order. And then they
Something I wanted to add, Lindsay, follow up with your loyal customers as well about them being part of the business, because one of my loyal customers actually never mentioned anything to me about wanting to, and she signed up as a distributor. So always reach out to them as well and see if they're interested, especially if they love the products, if they want to make money as well.
Yeah, definitely. Oh, sorry, I'm like reading these like chat messages and I'm like cracking up. Yeah, definitely. And we'll kind of talk about that in just a second too, about, you know, kind of how you can like, you know, switch loyals to distributors. But another thing you guys need to have, especially starting out at the beginning of the month and every month, and something you should be adding to every month, is your hundreds list. And I actually like have mine here that I've already done, and I printed out another one because I'm going to start another one. So I'm going to have like a 200s list. But it's like so cool, like to kind of get this out and like go through and mark people off like as you sign them, especially when it's people you didn't think. And I put this in the files of Freedom Wrapper. So if you don't have any like ink or you don't have a printer, you can certainly just write it out. It doesn't have to be on this paper. But a hundreds list is basically like 100 people like that you want to talk to about the opportunity or the products. And just another way to kind of keep you organized. And if you're like me and you're someone who thinks that you don't know 100 people, or you start filling it out and you like get to number 20 and you're like, okay, I literally had to like make people up and I'm still only at 20. We have the memory jogger, which can kind of help you guys think of people as well. You know, like, oh, your mechanic, oh, your best friend in high school, your neighbor, you know, just kind of people that you probably wouldn't think about talking to that you could. So that's in Freedom Wrappers too. But it's definitely just a good tool to have, and you should always be adding to it. And like I said, I printed out another one because I'm going to work even harder and I want to contact 200 people. And, you know, I never take them off my list. Like, even if they turn into a loyal customer, like I kind of write that next to them because they're still going to be on my list as a potential distributor. So just like once they get a distributor, you know, obviously I'll take them completely off. But the 100s list is something like so huge. And I mean, it's just, if you feel like you don't know who to talk to, you know, you look at this. And like what I did too in the beginning was I just went through my Facebook friends, and that's kind of how I filled it out as well. And it's really cool whenever you do that, because as you're going through your Facebook friends, you might see people who you kind of forgot about, or they don't really post on Facebook, and you're like, oh my gosh, like she would be awesome at this, or oh, I just, you know, she loved the products. So it kind of starts getting in your head, and then that's like people you can start interacting with on Facebook and stuff too. So that's kind of like if you guys want to add anything about the hundreds list. But that's like a really good tool to use. And that, along with steps to success and my goals, are 3 things that I have ready to go this month already.
Do you make a separate hundreds list for loyals and distributors, or do you have them all in the same one?
I just have mine all in the same one. But I mean, that would be a good idea to maybe make, I don't know, but I feel like I don't really, like, they could end up being a distributor instead of a loyal, so it would kind of be hard to, you know, just strictly, I don't know, I think it would be silly maybe to keep strictly, like, only loyal customers, because then you'd have to, like, switch them to your distributor list, and, like, you know, like I said, if they sign up as a loyal, I write LC next to them, but that way I know that they're a loyal, but I can, you know, still talk to them about being a distributor.
Gotcha.
So, Jen or Nadia, do you guys want to add anything about that?
I mean, I just think that it's important to keep, I mean, for me personally, it's a visual. I don't know how many times, like, I've gone to redo my hundreds list, and it's exactly what you said. Going to my Facebook friends, I'm like, wait, is that the Kelly? Because people get married, you know, they change their last name. I'm like, is that the Kelly you went to high school with? Wait, hold on, let me click on her Facebook. Like, who is this again? How do I know you exactly? And then it's like, oh my gosh, yeah. I remember she messaged me one time, like my very first week, and I just thought no meant no, and she wasn't ready, and she wanted to order, you know, later, and then I forgot about her because I wasn't as organized when I started. So for me personally, it's just like a visual checklist, and that's what I use it for. And I have it posted up on my bulletin board right next to my steps to success, right next to my why It's like the 3 things I look at. And I will say the memory jogger is key, because you will hit a number, whatever it is, and you're going to be like, I can't think of anybody else. And you got to pull out that memory jogger, because then you'll be like, oh, I do know someone that fits that category. And it's just a way to make you think outside of like the 10 people you see on Facebook every single day.
I was going to add to my hundreds list, the other thing that I kind of use it for is a reminder of who to continue to be interacting with on Facebook. So anytime I add, one of the people you may know, or like a mutual friend or a new friend on Facebook, I'll add them to my hundreds list. And then that way, instead of just kind of like trying to remember who I'm trying to, keep in touch with or interact with and build that Facebook relationship with, I'll just go through my hundreds list and interact with those people. And it's amazing. Like, I'll almost kind of like, I'll friend somebody on Facebook and write them on my list and be like, they're going to be a distributor. And I just like go at it, liking and commenting on their stuff and building that relationship. And more often than not, they actually do at least ask about it, and we start talking about it and start that conversation. So it's pretty cool.
Yeah, that's a good idea too. So yeah, there's lots of good things that can come from doing the hundreds list. And yeah, you might feel like it might take a little time to fill it out, but even if you just get 50 people, like when the first time you fill it out, that's like a start. Go with that, and then just keep adding to that list until you get up to 100. So like the next thing we want to talk about is, just like, because a lot of you are probably like, gosh, well, how do I get the distributors? How do I get loyal customers? Things like that. Like, how do I get the people on my hundreds list to commit? And like the biggest thing, like, we talked about is following up. Like, following up is so key to your business. And I was just talking to a distributor tonight, one of my newer distributors, and she was saying, gosh, I have 5 people that want to order, and they just tell me they're going to go to my website and they're going to order. And she's like, and they haven't yet. And I'm like, that's where the follow-up is so key. And there's nothing wrong with you messaging them and saying, hey, I know you're interested in trying the wraps. I'm placing a few orders tonight. If you'd like me to go ahead and get yours in as well, I'd be happy to do it. Like, I can't tell you guys, like, once I started doing that, it like totally like changed things, because then it's putting it in my hands, and I can get them signed up right then, and I know they're signed up. They're not going to be kind of getting distracted or too busy. So definitely like say that. Like, for me, like, I feel like that's like my go-to thing. And, if I can sign them up, I'd rather do that. So just don't feel like, you're kind of like stepping on their toes or overstepping your boundaries by offering to do that. And I know some people are like, well, what if they don't want to give me their card information? Like, don't worry about that. Like, ask them, because it's not going to do you any good, just wondering what they might say. But really, like, you have to go crazy. And you just have to like message every single person you can. Like, when I go for promotions, I'm literally messaging people that I talked to in the very first months of my business. If they were someone who told me they were interested but just never ordered, because like when I started, I didn't know what I was doing. Like, we didn't do Zooms, we didn't really do training calls or any team calls or anything like that. So I had people that like I would be talking to, and they'd be like, yeah, I'm going to order. I'm going to go to your website right now. And I would never talk to them again, because I didn't know about following up and things like that. So, I still go all the way back, like to 3 years ago, and, just say, hey, I know, at one time you were interested in trying this. I didn't know if you were still interested or not. And I just go all the way back, but I'm like going in for a promotion. Like, I'm pulling out all the stops. Potential distributors, I'm messaging them back as well. You just have to talk to everyone. And I know like a lot of us feel like, oh, we're doing everything we possibly can to be doing. If you're not wearing your work shirt everywhere you go, you're not doing everything you can do. If you don't have a Blitz card on a lanyard on your neck every time you leave the house, you're not doing everything you can do. If you don't have your greens in a water bottle every time you leave your house, you're not doing everything you can do. Like, we have to stop making excuses. And if we really want to do this, you've got to do those things. And it's not big things. It's not, things that are going to make you have to talk to people. Like, they're going to see that and they're going to talk to you. But I'm guilty of it too. Like, I feel like sometimes I'm like, oh, I'm just working so hard. And then I'm like, but I'm not doing these things. I didn't wear my shirt to the grocery store, or, just things like that. And even if you don't leave your house, I bet people come to your house, the cable guy, the electric guy, I was just thinking about this today, a repairman comes to your house, you can be mixing up your greens when they come inside. That's going to be a conversation starter, so you don't have to leave the house. But it's like, you guys, we got to think outside the box. and we got to like use every possible opportunity. Like there's $5,000 on the line for some of you, 5,500, especially if you're going for the Ruby bonus too. So I mean, that's just something like I know when I go for promotions, like I am messaging people like a mad woman. I'm going to my husband's Facebook friend list. I'm adding people from his friends list because it's just increasing my network. I'm wearing my shirt. I'm taking some Blitz cards places. I'm trying to have parties. If you can't have like an in-person party, do an online party. We do like even team ones all the time. We just got to start, pulling out all the stops, because I feel like that's how like things are going to happen. Because I mean, like, I know what it's like to go for a big promotion and, you're feeling like, gosh, I just feel so stuck. Like you just got to like go for it. Just do all the things you're afraid to do. Someone else want to add something?
I do. So like one thing that I don't remember who exactly said it, but it hit home. So like these things are scary, right? Bringing it up to somebody you don't know or talking to someone you haven't talked to in years and just kind of like talking about what you do and trying to recruit people, as some people say. It is scary. And I know Alyssa and I talked today, and, in telling her something that I remembered from a couple months ago, it's a huge reminder to myself. If you just work your butt off this month, yeah, it's going to be exhausting. It's going to be tiring. There's going to be moments where you're scared and you're just going. But when you hit that goal that you set out to reach, and you have that excitement, like all that exhaustion and the memories of that is going to be gone. You're not even going to remember the amount of work you put into it. It's going to be pure excitement, and you're going to be proud of yourself. Like, oh my gosh, I did it. And really it's just this month. I mean, at least for right now, right? We just have to work really hard for this month, and you're not going to remember how you're going to remember is being is it freezing? I don't know. All you're going to remember is the gratification of like reaching your goal. And that's all that you need.
I was going to say too, find yourself an accountability partner if you can, whether it's, you don't want it to be someone in your downline, if you have a team under you, but like a sideline sister. Find someone that maybe you're both working towards the same promotion, you have a similar goal, maybe you just like hit it off really well in Freedom Wrappers with this person, and be talking to each other every single day. Like me and Nadia and Lindsay, we talk every day, and we're constantly encouraging each other, keeping each other accountable. This morning we were all like messaging each other, did you print your 100s list yet? Did you print yours yet? Or have you filled yours out yet? And even the other day, do like work things together. Like a lot of times, we'll do like Lindsay and I did this one last week when we FaceTimed with each other and we did our follow-ups together. And, you never get to a point where like it becomes just a piece of cake and you always know exactly what to say. And, you're always going to have those people that you're scared to message. And when you have somebody that's sitting there on the other side of the camera with you, or if you live locally, like get together and do it. There was this person that I had blitzed, and I was, I was following up with her or whatever, and I kind of was like scared at one point of like say, and Lindsay was like, just send it, just click send. And because she was there, like cheering me on and supporting me, I did it, and it ended up actually like working out amazing, and I got a potential distributor out of it. But having that accountability partner, and when you do something together as a team, for some reason, I don't even know why, but like it takes the fear completely out of it, because you're like, okay, I'm not doing this on my own. Like I have someone in my corner. So I really encourage you guys to get a friend, a buddy to like work the business with, because it will give you so much more confidence and like just the guts that you need to send the messages you're scared to send, and like do the things that are uncomfortable. So
I definitely love that idea. Can you guys hear me okay? Okay. I forgot what I was saying, but yeah, like, and even like with your team, like get excited about it. Even with your new distributors, if you're pushing for Diamond, cheer them on too. Like you guys do it together. Say, hey, let's go Diamond together. And kind of, you can make it even like a little fun little competition kind of like thing, but get excited together about it, you know, and if you guys can do it together, like imagine how amazing that's going to be. But, you know, they're going to be doing the same things you're going to do. They're going to be pushing you. You can be pushing them. But, like, if you guys are both excited about it, you know, it's just going to be huge. And with your team, be commenting on their your team stuff, your posts, their, you know, results pictures, things like that. Like, I know that's something we did whenever we first started, just showing so much love and excitement on each other's posts. And people see that. Like, I remember people messaging me and being like, you know, hey, tell me more about your opportunity. And like, I see how you guys like support each other and you really are a team. You really want to help each other. So try to make it a point to do more of that. And if someone comments on your thing, just go back and comment on theirs. Like, it really makes it easy to do it that way. Something we were talking about today, like on the Zoom, like someone gave me an idea, you know, if you're like, maybe you have the structure for Diamond, you just need volume. Message existing loyal customers, check in with them. Hey, you know, I just want to see how things are going. Do you need any more product? Or did you have any questions about our new products? Because some of them might not know that we even have new products. And boom, like you've opened it up, and for them to say, what? Like, what new stuff do you have? So you never know, like there could be some volume there. Message loyal customers about perk points. You know, because even if they have like 15 perk points, they could still place an order and you're going to get some volume out of that. You know, just little things like that. To kind of help, you know, do what you can if you're trying to, you know, help boost your volume at all, or anything like that. And something that I did was I was even messaging distributors who maybe didn't renew their accounts before, or maybe for whatever reason they just canceled their account. Like, I asked them if they wanted to switch to be a loyal customer for now. And I had about 3 people like decide to do that. You know, maybe being a distributor wasn't for them, so they switched and became a loyal customer, and that was helped me out on volume as well. So just like, don't forget to, you know, check in with your existing loyal customers, to see if there's anything that they can, you know, they need or anything like that, or any questions they have, because even doing that, like they might be able to refer you to another person that's interested in the products. You know, a lot of times you get those referrals. So having good customer service can really pay off. Carly, you have your hand raised. Sorry.
No, it's okay. I just wanted to go off what Nadia said, and you said, when I went Diamond in April, in the moment, I was like working myself to death, and I don't really know why I felt that way, because when I hit Diamond and it was like May 1st, I looked back on the past month and I was like, okay, first of all, everything that I just did this past month to get here, anyone could do that. Like, it was not anything crazy. It wasn't rocket science. It was easy. It was just being consistent. And 2, I realized I could have done a lot more, because even though I felt like I was making all these sacrifices and I was doing all this stuff, I was like, oh crap, I could have been doing this. I could have been doing that. Like, I could have been adding so much more to like get there quicker. So anyways, I just wanted to tell you guys that that it might feel like it kind of is rough in the moment, but like it's such a high when you get there, and it's worth it. And if you feel like you're doing everything and you're not getting anywhere, you're not doing everything. You could be doing more. And if you need more tips on how to do that, like message one of us, because I have a million written out right now. And anyways, that's just what I wanted to say.
Yeah, I definitely agree. I mean, like, if you really want this, you can make it happen. You just got to make some sacrifices, or, like, as I like to say, investments for your business. You know, don't spend your evening watching your television shows, or, you know, you might not get to go out with your friends on the weekend. You might have to miss like a basketball game or a baseball game, things like that. Like, I remember whenever I'd be promoting, I would literally, you know, not make dinner for like a week straight, because I was every single night, like I was on the phone, I was working my business, my house was like a bomb went off. Just things like that, but it was worth it in the end. Like, you know, at the end of the month when we promoted, you know, when my husband was like yelling at me every night because I wasn't cooking dinner or doing anything, well, it was worth it in the long run. And he's probably thinking I still don't cook dinner. But like, it's just worth it. You know, you just got to work hard, and you just got to put like this on top of the list, because it's going to be worth it. And, you know, yeah, you might miss like that extra little playtime with your, like, you know, to cut 15 minutes out of playtime, you know, with your family and things like that. And at the time it's going to suck, But just remember, like, if you can work so hard and reach these goals, you can do that all day long. Like, you don't have to say, I can only play with my kids 2 hours before they go to bed because, you know, I just got off of work. You know, so making the sacrifices, you know, like I said, you know, don't watch your TV shows, you know, don't go out with your friends, you know, don't, you know, stare at the wall for 30 minutes. Just really put that time towards your business. And like Carly said, you know, you probably think you're doing things or you're doing everything you can, but there's not. Like, there's always more things you can be doing. So like, that's one of my like little things, you know, just to make those sacrifices, because it's going to be worth it. And whenever you get your goal, you're going to be like, dang, that wasn't even that bad. Or, you know, why didn't I do that before? Nadia, am I staying on track?
My dog is having like a barking frenzy right outside. Sorry, I don't know if you can hear him. But I just wanted to say, like, you're going to do it. And like I said, you're going to be so happy and so pleased. And then you're going to go, why didn't I do that sooner? Like, I could be, and then you're going to think of the next rank. Like, it's going to be like a memory. And you're going to, okay, what's next? And you're going to just start pushing for your next goal. So it's not going to kill you. It's going to make you stronger. It's going to make you, you know, closer to your ultimate goal. And it's so gratifying. It is seriously just, you got to get over yourself. Don't make excuses, and you just got to push.
Yeah, and like, be plugging in. Like, get on any Zoom that you can get on any call that you can get on. You know, watch the videos that we post, get on YouTube. I think like you can search like It Works Global training videos, and like tons of stuff pops up. You know, as leaders, you know, we're always trying to put stuff up there, but you know, just be plugging in, because you're going to learn so much. Like, even 3 years into this business, I always watch videos or listen to calls, and I always hear new things, and things that I wasn't doing before. So just really do that. Like, do yourself that favor and your team a favor, and plug in as much as possible. If there's events in your area, do that. Get together with your team if you have anybody local to you, even if it's only 1 or 2 people. You know, just being around like-minded people really can inspire you and motivate you, and you guys can, you know, like, again, you know, cheer each other on, you know, get together, you know, have like work meetings, you know, working parties, things like that. If you don't have anybody local to you, Zoom with them. Even if it's only one other person, FaceTime with them. You know, just anything you can do to interact with other distributors is just going to be so beneficial for your business. Like I said, you know, if you have like one team, one mission, team meetings, other things, like anything you can get to, even if you have to drive an hour or 2, like, get to them, because it'll be so worth it, and it's really going to benefit your business.
And adding to that, like, plugging in is incredibly important, but also staying in communication with your team and your upline, and even like what Hannah said, getting an accountability partner. Don't isolate yourself. You want to utilize every resource you have, whether it's Freedom Wrappers or, you know, an accountability partner, or your upline or your downline. I learn things from like my team every single day, something that, you know, because they're plugging into a different video that maybe I haven't seen yet, and they've learned something and they share that with their team. Then I'm like, oh my gosh, I didn't know that, or I've never tried that. That's something that I add to, you know, my, I guess, routine, or whatever you want to call it. I think making sure that you stay in communication with your team and teaching them to do the same is going to be so important, and is going to lead to quicker and better success. There's not a day that I still don't go without talking to Lindsay, and she enrolled me into the business over 2 years ago. But I'm still like, Lindsay, I need this, or help me with this, or like, I'm having a moment where I can't remember. And you need that. You need that assurance, and you need to know that, like, you're not in this alone. You have, you know, support, and there's tons of resources out there. So take advantage of them.
Definitely. Do you have like, is there anything else like that we needed to cover, Nadia, that off the list? Like, I think I did everything. I mean, I could talk for like days about this, but I know we got stuff to do.
No, I think we got everything. And there's a training that's going to start soon.
Yeah. I mean, I didn't know if anybody, like, we could take maybe a couple questions if anybody had anything, if anyone was brave enough to ask. I know that's always the the scary thing. But you can have the floor. If you have a question, we'll take a couple really quick before there's Tiffany her Zoom starting. But you can hit unmute and you can ask a question and we can help answer it. Stacy raised her hand, so.
Yeah, when you guys were talking about the goals, this is back like the beginning of your call. But what I plan to do is I plan to take my 2016 goals, my profile picture, and kind of like re-edit it and check off what I've accomplished so far. Because not just for my team, but for people that are watching my page, for me to be able to check off every single one except Double Diamond, everything else I've accomplished off my goal list. So, I mean, to me, if I were a watcher, potential customer or distributor, that's huge. When the year's halfway done and you've already checked everything off that you had charted.
Yeah, definitely. I love that. I know Nadia had done that with her profile picture that she had. Like, she kind of went through and already, like, marked off the stuff that she accomplished or, like, did, or I guess accomplished is the right word. So I definitely love that idea. Caroline, you have a question? Or
Yeah. So I was just wondering if anyone had good results doing lead boxes or if those are kind of obsolete now.
Does someone else want to say this? I mean,
I didn't understand what she said.
Like a lead box, like if you do an event and like people who are interested, they can put their name and their contact information, right, Caroline? That's what you're talking about?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I mean,
I
I've
think
done that one vendor events and stuff before. And like, I mean, I always try to make sure that like they're genuinely interested before they put their information. I don't just say like, I mean, I don't know what, I guess you could say like get more information and they can put it in there, but I've only always done it like to enter a free wrap and like that's like a raffle kind of like thing like that. But in that case, I always make sure that people are genuinely interested in their products before I tell them about the raffle, because sometimes people just want to get free stuff. They don't really have any interest in learning more about it. Just anything they can do to get something free. They'll, if it was like, we're giving away like free, like rusty nails, they'll like throw their name in there just because it's free stuff. So just make sure they're genuinely interested. But as far as like, if it's like saying like, oh, get more information, like drop your name and number, that would maybe be something different. But Carly, I saw you, I guess, had something to add to that.
Oh, yeah, I have done one before, and it was not worth the money that I had to put into buying the box and putting the box together and all that time. I literally got nothing out of it. It just didn't work out. Like I did, it was like a drawing. It was like enter for a free wrap or whatever. Or actually, it was for a basket. So I had a lot of people put their names in there, and obviously someone got the basket. But the people that I followed up with after who didn't win, obviously, I said something along the lines of, hey, you didn't win, but I have a special going on or whatever, and I got nothing in return. I actually got some not super nice emails back. So for me, I don't really recommend it. I think it's because more. Sorry. No, go ahead.
I was just saying, I think it was because the basket was so attractive, and so you got a lot of people that just wanted, like what Lindsay said, they just wanted the free basket. They didn't really want, like, they weren't that interested in, becoming a customer outside of it. That's what I think happened there.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Did we answer your question?
Probably not the best answer she was looking for, but
I know.
Sorry.
No, it was a good answer.
I think just face to face with people is just like 100% better, because then you can really find out what they're interested in and things like that, and give them information and just build that relationship and rapport with them. But if anyone doesn't have any more questions, we're about done. I wanted to see, does any of like our diamond and above leaders have any like quick tip or piece of advice they want to give to anybody, like really quick? If they're for everybody on here, obviously is pushing for these promotions or just for their goal. Like, do you guys have any tip or piece of advice really quick you want to give them?
put your blinders on and just go for it, and don't take no for an answer, and delete Pokemon if that's what you're playing.
Cool to say that, right?
I would say stop. I'll say Caleb has said it, but give you the credit. Stop making excuses. We're all full of them, and it is so much easier to make an excuse. It's just going to the gym. Like, I mean, I could come up with 5 bajillion reasons why I can't go to the gym today, but if you want to be healthy, you make it happen. Like, if you want to be successful in this business, put your excuses aside and make it happen. Don't let, like Lindsay was saying, it may be a sacrifice of a little bit of time playing with your kids right now. There's lots of days where I'd rather spend the entire day, at the beach with my daughter, but that's not going to grow the business. And it's in the great scheme of things, Caleb always says this to me, it's a small sacrifice now for basically forever of owning your own time. So, you can put in the time 24 hours a day right now and bust it out and be exhausted and work your butt off and be pushed out of your comfort zone and, be uncomfortable and do that for the next, 1 to 3 years, and then have the rest of forever with your family to do whatever you want. Or you can make excuses and you can continue punching a time clock for the next 40 years. So, like making excuses.
Anybody else? Carly, Jen. I know there's a couple of Sammys around here. Amanda.
I have something. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
One thing that I've been doing too, you need to constantly be trying to find different ways that will help you be successful too. Like just posting on Facebook, just posting on Instagram. That's not always going to work. So you got to step out of your comfort zone and do the in-person wrap parties. Even just host an online party. One thing that I have been doing is I've been asking like my potential loyal customers or even potential distributors, hey, would you mind hosting a wrap party? I'll give you a free wrap. I'll do everything online. I give them the free wrap, and I've gotten like 3 potential distributors and probably 4 or 5 potential loyal customers in the past week just by doing those online parties.
That's awesome. I love online parties myself.
Can I actually sorry, Lindsay, go ahead.
No, go ahead. You can say something.
I just wanted to add to that, and it was something that was on our list that we actually forgot. It's like signing a new distributor and launching them. So I completely agree with that, whether it's online party or if they're nearby and you can do an in-person party. Every single new distributor that I've launched, especially the ones in person, have gotten loyal customers and even distributors in that first 10 days. And it's never not been successful, because I think if you sign one person, it's a successful launch party. And then one thing I just wanted to read, I don't know if everyone saw it, but Carly wrote, be the worker you want all of your distributors to be. So that just lead by example. You want to go diamond and they're looking at you, to be that person that they are looking at you for guidance because you enrolled them. And so if you're not working and you're not putting the time in, then they're not going to work or put the time in. They're going to emulate the person that enrolled them. So
you set the pace for your team is pretty much it. If you're going to be a walker, your team's going to be walkers. If you're going to be a runner, your team's going to be runners. So, like they said, be the distributor that you want your teammates to be. And my kind of tip is just to keep moving forward. Don't get caught up in what happened last month. Don't get caught up on what happened yesterday, last week. You've got to keep looking forward. You can't get caught up in the past because it doesn't matter now. And don't get hung up on, I didn't sign any customers last week. I didn't sign any distributors this week. It doesn't matter. Keep posting, keep talking to people, and keep planting the seeds. That's what is important, because it doesn't matter. If you didn't sign anyone last week, you could sign 5 people next week, all because of those seeds that you were planting. So don't judge your success on how many enrollments you're getting, because that's not always the case. For me, the more seeds I plant, that's my, where I get most excited about. And if I get a no, I get excited, because you know what, that's just still another potential on my list. So just try to stay positive and look at the positives. Even when I know you feel like you can't, I promise you, we don't tell you guys these things because, we want you to fail. We've been through this, and this is the stuff that will help your business. And, we've been there, and we just really want to support you guys and show you guys how you can be diamond and above. So that's all the tips that we have, unless anyone, Nadia or Hannah or Jen or anybody wants to add anything else. But, we're just really excited for you guys, and we're ready for this month to be amazing, and we cannot wait to celebrate all the rubies and the emeralds and the diamonds this month, and all of you guys and all your hard work. So if you guys are going to go to the next meeting, Tiffany Herr has her YouTube training starting next at So thank you guys so much. Get your 100th list, your steps to success, and your goals out, and get ready. And, start messaging people tonight. Don't wait till tomorrow. Do it tonight.
Oh, I will. Let me just add super, super fast. Sorry. If you guys are doing, if you're working for a promotion and you have your 100s list out and you are trying to fill out your steps to success and you're trying to go diamond or ruby or emerald or whatever this month, I'll speak for myself, but I know any of us leaders feel the same way. We would be more than happy to do a one-on-one FaceTime, Skype, Zoom, whatever, however you want to do it. And go through your chart with you, help you chart, help you plan for your promotion. Like, seriously, that would be, I would love to do that. So if that's something you guys want to do, reach out to us and we'll be happy to make time to do that with you.
Absolutely. We're here for any of the questions you guys have, actually, with charting and T-build, things like that. So, all right, guys, I'll let you guys go because I know some of you guys really want to make Tiffany Herr's training. So thanks again for getting on here tonight, and we're so excited for you guys, and I hope you have a good night. Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.